Good afternoon. Thank you for wanting to learn more about House Bill 534. I'm sorry you're not going to get to see a fight between Tim Wirgau and Nancy Pelosi, but the reality of it is I don't even serve with Nancy Pelosi. But thanks to false advertising and fake news, people believe that I do. I actually serve as a state representative for the 75th District in Nashville, Tennessee. I want to talk to you today about House Bill 534. House Bill 534 deals with a gas tax increase, which everybody is talking about, but I want to help you with with the issue they're not talking about, the 1-cent sales reduction in grocery tax. See, the general fund and the transportation fund are two separate pots of money. The general fund is filled with all types of sales tax items, business tax, car sales tax, all the tax that we charge. The transportation fund has one funding of revenue, the gas tax and the diesel tax, matched by federal matching money, which allows us to do our road projects and the maintenance on our roads. But what people are not talking about is the local roads. The local roads that are going unpaved, unpainted, potholes not being filled, causing us damage to our vehicles in unsafe conditions for traveling. This will merely solve that problem. How do we solve that problem? We have to solve that problem by putting more money into the transportation. Those of us that live in a rural county will benefit this greater than anybody. The myth that all the tax is going to be raised so we can spend money on roads and bridges in Knoxville, Nashville, Chattanooga, and Memphis is merely false. As a matter of fact, our Henry County alone only pays in $450,000 a year. But we will collect almost $1 million additional dollars with this new tax. The reason why is the formula of the way that the gas tax is divided all across the state. 50% of the money that is collected is divided by equal counties to all. The other part is divided by population and by size. But the fact of the matter is it will bring more local revenue into the 75th District, which allows us to have more monies for locally. Well, you say, where does the tax cut come in? At the grocery store. Several years ago when I was first elected, we were spending 7% on grocery and food tax. We are now going to make that 4%. We have cut it once, we have cut it twice, we're going to cut it for the third time. Therefore, let's take for example, let's say you travel 20,000 miles a year and you get 20 miles per gallon. You use 1,000 gallons a year at 6 cents. That's $60 extra that you will spend. If you spend $200 a week at the grocery store, which is what the averages across the state say, that means you will be saving $96 in grocery taxes, actually putting $36 into your pocket. Now, some would say that the state has a tremendous surplus. Why not just use some of that surplus? The surplus is being spent on items for repairs like our state parks, our buildings that the Tennessee owed, and other projects that are needed across the state. Remember, 3 simple years ago, we were $300 million shortfall. If we take money out of the general fund, that would have left us $600 million shortfall. Something that we can't make up in just 1 year's time. Nothing is going to say that we are going to have a surplus year after year. Most of our growth is coming from Middle Tennessee, from the Nashville area. Our growth is booming. Our state is booming. We are doing good. Why? Because we are a conservative state. We have a conservative budget. That is why we have a surplus. We had $700+ million in a rainy day fund in 2007, and it dropped in 3 years to below $250 million. being the conservative state we are and the management that we have done, we will close this year end at $800 million. It is imperative that we maintain our roads. This will bring in, like I said, over $1 million to Henry County alone, 800 plus thousand to Benton County, and almost the same amount in Stewart County. This is not merely a tax increase, but like I said, an overall tax decrease. Yes, some could argue, take the surplus and use the surplus money. We have over $10 billion in road projects that we are backlogged on. We must do something to have a steady, continued income into our transportation fund. I encourage you, learn more about this bill. Reach out to my office. Call 615-741-6804. Learn more about the bill. I'm sorry you didn't get to see the fight between Tim Wirgau and Nancy Pelosi, but we do read the bills, and it is our job to do our best to educate you. The news wants to present one side. They want to present a tax hike, tax hike, tax hike. Overall, this is a tax reduction. We encourage you to tell us where you stand. I hope we have educated you about House Bill 534 today, and I hope that you will reach out to our office and contact us and tell us how you feel. Thank you, and I appreciate your support, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve as your state representative.